Hi there, it's Kim again. I finally got the app working, so now I can control the camera with the app. Well, so if I'm looking down here, I'm just looking at the recordings. So anyway, um, the project for the day is actually a shop thing. I'm trying to reorganize my shop because actually I spent the last few days cleaning up and trying to make room for myself because I have too much stuff in my shop and uh, none of it has a home, which means that it's just gonna get thrown where I am. So it generates a lot of mess, and it's not fun to work in a shop where you have to crawl over a lot of stuff to get anything done. That means that you'll be very inefficient. So I decided to, well, do something about it. I'm not happy about using my resources on organizing my shop, but I come to the point where I have decided that if I don't organize my shop, I'm not gonna get anything done out here. So that's basically what I'm gonna do today. Um, but before we do that, I think I'll take you for a little scroll around the shop. A little stroll, I think, not a scroll, stroll around the shop, and show you how it is now. And it's still pretty messy, but I did clean up a bit, and then I got involved in a project that I'll be making a video about later. I haven't done any recordings, I've just done testing. And this Sunday I'm going to a family member, and we'll try and see if we can solve some of the issues that I have. And if we are able to solve those problems on Sunday, pretty shortly, fairly shortly after, I'll be making a video what that's all about. Because if it works, it's a great deal for me. So let's take a look around the shop, and when we're done doing that, I'll start it on my big shop makeover. Okay, so let's take a look around. Yeah, so now we're here. This is the door that I made in the garage port, the garage door. I made a door in that. It opens like this. No big deal. But I put up my batteries for my electric chainsaw and my lawnmower up here. So, but basically, that's where I get in. Right over here is where all the electricity out here is controlled. Got the light switch, and I got the power cable for my table saw and just about everything else. I made a little shelf at some point right here, and you can see all my not thongs, I guess it's not called a thong, all my pliers, all my pliers are here. There's a few missing, maybe the missus got some of them. And then I got this wall, the line right here. There were actually what's it called? There was a rack for hanging up brooms and stuff for the garden. I taken that thing down, and I moved all of the garden things out of here. As you see here, some of my reclaimed wood. These are sheets, plywood sheets. Those round ones are kind of cool. They're pretty thick. That's not the general sizes you get that. Down here we have my new welder, and we are gonna make a movie about those at some point. I'm gonna make a video where I try to learn to weld. I haven't connected this thing, I haven't done anything, I haven't done any research for it, so that's gonna be a blast. I'm gonna mess that up pretty good. My planer, thickness planer, my drill, my small bandsaw, my heater, and here we got the mess. As you can see, that's not easy to find anything in. And this thing, and over here we got some wood and some mess and some more mess and some more wood and some more mess. And this thing is a fairly new addition to the workshop. I'm gonna make a video about that. And to be honest, these things, these plywood sheets right here with the coffee mug on them, and this heater over here, well, they are part of what's gonna happen on Sunday, and that's all have to do with this thing, and I'll explain that in the video. When we moved in here, I made this shelf right here with a lot of stuff on it. My table saw is here behind the plywood. It's on wheels, so that's okay. And you guys remember the sign, and my table saw again, and all of my screwdrivers, and another shelf, some rope. This thing, this is my dust extraction. It was one of those, roll it was one of those, on wheels, and it was really noisy, so I built this cabinet for it. Right now something down here is shaking. There we are. And if you noticed, we're right next to it here. This is where all of the air gets out. All the sound from these things come from here. So basically it helped a lot on the sound of this thing. It helped a lot on the sound of that thing to build this cabinet. But all that it is actually just a box made out of plywood, and I isolated it with rock wool so that it would be reducing, it will work like a muffler. Then about here, I think about this height here or something like that, I put in a shelf, and I isolated the shelf with rock wool too. So basically it's one big muffler, and as you can hear, it works really well. So the project for today is to get all of this stuff out of the way, and then I'm gonna build French cleaves down this wall. Eventually I'll build French cleaves there. I'll remove all of this and build a French cleave here between the window, and behind all of this over here is a door that doesn't work, but nevertheless there is a door there. I'll build French cleaves on that wall, and on this wall. This shelf, I won't take that down, but I'll build French cleaves. If I was able to talk, I would say something like, the idea is to build French cleaves from here, from the ceiling to the ground, from this shelf all the way over to the dust extractor, and then from from here, from ceiling to the floor, all the way over to the window, underneath the window, and this whole wall too. So I basically will only have this wall over here and this shelf that isn't French cleaved. Now what about that workbench? Well, this workbench will be taken down. I'm going to build, at some point when I get the money for it, I'm going to build myself a workbench made for woodworking, and it's going to have the same height as my table saw, and the reason for that is that then I can use it in combination with my table saw. It needs to be on wheels too, but it needs to have all the clamps and stuff like that. So basically that's it for the shop tour. Now shouldn't we get started on mounting those on that wall there, right? Let's get on with it.